back to another episode of Ask Sherell, the show where you ask the questions and we answer. Today's topic is an interesting one. So guess what we're talking about? Yeast infections. Like, what? Are you serious? Yes, guys, remember now, we answer the questions that are asked. And so many women and even men are confused about this topic because this is an issue that is plaguing people in society across the globe. But how many people are talking about it? Many people are discussing it in chat rooms and asking a girlfriend or a friend. Today we bring it publicly that all may have information and shed light on this same topic. But we also have a witness, a guest, who is sharing her testimony of how she was affected by Candida and what she's doing every day, the foods that she's consuming into her body to help keep her healthy and her body balanced so that she will never have to deal with this issue again. Be right back after these messages.
Get your copy of The Blueprint to Weight Loss, The Truth Exposed, written by the health concierge, Sherell Brown.
Obesity is a worldwide issue. I had 2 children in 3 years. I ballooned up to 320 pounds. I have recently celebrated the release of 100 pounds. Result, this book was birthed. The Blueprint to Weight Loss, The Truth Exposed. See, this book does not just tell about my stories, but it tells about the process that I took to achieve those results. It's not just about how I lost the weight, but it's about how you can do it too.
Now available to order at Amazon or www.sherellbrown.com. Get your copy today.
So first of all, you may be wondering, what is Candida? Candida is an overgrowth of fungal elements that are present in the body. It is caused by an imbalance between your natural bacteria and yeast. Some symptoms of Candida are burning, itching, soreness, and discharge. In other words, Candida is a yeast infection that can occur anywhere of these 3 places in your body: in your vulva, in your digestive tract, or on your skin. So what causes Candida to occur, or what causes a yeast infection to occur? It can be triggered by pregnancy, it can be triggered by stress, it can be triggered by antibiotics, or it can be triggered by hygiene. So how can you prevent Candida or having a yeast infection? Well, first of all, we talked about hygiene just a second ago. And so all it means is if you exercise or you work out a lot or if you go swimming, it is imperative that you change out of those damp clothes as soon as possible. It is that excess moisture that causes yeast infections to occur more frequently than others. So some other tips for you would be to wear loose-fitting clothes, no tight jeans, ladies, cotton underwear, hello, and also last but not least, and say yeast, change those sanitary napkins ASAP. Now, for those of you who may not know what sanitary napkins are, in other words, change your feminine hygiene products, also known as pad, as soon as possible. So those are some tips on how you can prevent Candida or yeast infections from occurring more regularly in your body. For those of you who may have experienced Candida or have had a yeast infection before, you may know what are some of the treatment options. But for those of you who have not, hello. So first of all, you have 3 options. You can pay a visit to your doctor who would prescribe you antibiotics, or they would recommend a over-the-counter product, or you can try natural home remedies. The one good thing about Candida or yeast infection, it is very curable, it is very treatable, but also remember, it is transferable. And so anyway, I'll leave the rest for our question that's coming up in just a few moments. On to our favorite segment of the day. This is Hot Topics, where you ask the questions and I answer. And so we have a question coming in from a young woman. Of course, guys, you know, we keep this anonymous, okay? And so she's saying, Sherell, if I currently have a situation with Candida, or in other words, a yeast infection, can I engage in sexual intercourse? Guys, you know how this works. You ask the questions and I answer. And so today I certainly have an answer for you. My answer for you is no. First of all, if you're experiencing an outbreak in a private area, you do not want to disturb that area by engaging in activities that is going to inflame or irritate it even more. Second of all, as we know, yeast is transferable. Both women and men can have a yeast infection, whether it's in the vulva, whether it's in your throat, your digestive tract, No, that's my answer. You do not want to engage in that kind of activity. And so once again, I want to thank you for asking the question. And if you have a question that you desire for us to answer, please feel free to visit us at www.sherellbrown.com. But today we have Miss VMerle, hello, our YouTube sensation with us, who is sharing her testimony of how she would have experienced Candida as a result of a pregnancy and some of the tips that she does every day to ensure that her body maintains optimal health as a relate of her past experience. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss VMerle.
Hi guys, it's Vanessa from VMerle. I'd just like to say thank you to Sherell for inviting me to the Ask Sherell show. And I'd just like to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about my story. My story began when my daughter was just born and she was about 2 months old. She had colic because I was giving her breast milk. She wasn't sleeping and she was very uncomfortable. So I just went to my local health food store around the corner. I figured maybe the health food store would know. They gave me something for her colic and she was fine once I administered that, and that's how it all got started. I always looked to the natural way of doing things. I don't know where it came from. Maybe it's my heritage growing up in the islands. I think when we would use bushes and grasses and things like that to heal, I think that's probably where I got it from. 2 years later, my daughter was 2 years old, 2.5 years old, and I had developed something called Candida. And Candida is basically just an overgrowth of yeast in the body, in the bloodstream. Very lethargic, no energy. I ran to my health food store, and the gentleman there was a Chinese doctor. He gave me something to cleanse my system, to kill the Candida, and also put me on a Candida-free diet. No carbohydrates, no sugars, no fruit, no rice, no potato, no pasta, just basically meat and vegetable. So I did that for about 90 days, and then I got so tired, I prayed. I said, Lord, I want to eat normally again like everyone else. After that, I just went back and introduced the foods that I couldn't eat. I just started eating them again, and all the symptoms had gone. So I experienced a healing from Candida back in 1997. I am healed of Candida, I believe that. Candida, over the years, it created some other conditions in the body, and that's basically what the process that I'm going through right now. However, I am healed from Candida. I prayed back in 1997 and received a healing, and I believe that I am healed. I also believe that I am healed from these other conditions. God said it, I believe it, I received it, and that is my expected end. So even if you have the symptoms, you can still believe that God did what he said he would do. There are 4 things that I do every day to create an atmosphere of health and wellness. Automatically, I do the spiritual thing, the prayer, the belief, the confession over my body, over the situation. I automatically do that. But the 4 things that I do in the natural to agree with the spiritual, the first thing I do is start with probiotics. Our body is made up of good bacteria and bad bacteria. When we eat the wrong foods, the bad bacteria takes over, and basically a lot of times it is sugar. White flour, white sugar, white rice, these things, they cause the bad bacteria to be stronger. So when I take the probiotic, everywhere that there's bacteria, it goes in and populates those areas. It gets everything under control, basically realigns your system. The second thing I do is drink water. Get up in the morning, take my probiotics, wait 20 minutes, then I drink water with lemon or limes. I probably drink about 2 glasses of water. The third thing that I do, I eat berries. Berries are very nutrient dense, lots of nutrients, antioxidants, and phytochemicals. Phytochemicals could prevent or reverse the effects of aging. Berries are very, very potent, very strong, and they're very, very good, especially for women. I would say for women over 30s, 40s. They're very strong and nutrient dense. And the 4th thing that I do to stay on this wellness journey is I eat a raw green salad every day, or I eat something raw every day. That's for fiber. That is also cancer fighting. I usually make my own dressing because a lot of dressings that you find on the market right now are loaded with bad fats and a lot of preservatives. So making your own with a little bit of oil and a little bit of lemon, citrus, or vinegar, and just a little bit of seasonings, it could be a lot healthier than the store-bought ones. So that's my wellness story and the things that I do to stay on the wellness journey. I just want to say thank you so much to Sherell for having me on the show. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
So guys, we just want to say thank you to Miss VMerle for being here with us on Ask Sherell. It was certainly a pleasure and a privilege. Listen, I am going to be applying those same 4 tips that you just shared with us every day as best as I can to ensure that my body maintains optimal health. Guys, I rep the war against obesity. It's all about teaching people how to eat to live and not to die. And that's what she did just now by sharing a story and then sharing some of the things that we can apply every day. I always tell people, listen, if we can eat ourselves into bad health, that means we can eat ourselves into good health, right? So let's practice those healthy habits. Once again, thank you, Ms. VMerle. And so for those of you who are just tuning in, remember this is Ask Sherell, the show where you ask the questions and we answer. We just want to thank you for joining us today. If you would like to be a guest or a sponsor of this show, we would like you to visit us at www.sherellbrown.com. And we look forward to hearing from you guys. Have a blessed and awesome evening.